Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. We finished the year with Hodot HaLevavot, with reflection, the chapter of reflection. We continue in this chapter, and it's very befitting to finish the year with these teachings of Rabbi Bahia Ibn Pakuda, in which he teaches us how to look at Hashem, how to look at Him everywhere, to look for Him, and to discern in life, to be able to look at every angle of every little thing in this world. It really enriches our life and it makes it much, much better, much more wholesome. So today he says that the greatest favor that the Creator has bestowed upon man and the strongest proof of His existence is the Torah given to Moshe, his prophet. And as we know, the Jewish people received the Torah as a whole. There were around 3 million people between men, children, and women, and Egyptians that came out of Egypt with the Jewish people, and they were all standing at Mount Sinai receiving the Torah. It was a monumental experience that the whole world heard. And as different from other religions that were received by only one prophet, this one was received by a whole nation, and it has been transmitted for the last 3,500 years from generation to generation, from father to son and from son to son. We see from here how this is really a miracle of an existence, because if you realize how the Jewish people have been able to survive everything under the sun. They were able to survive 210 years of slavery. They were able to survive the Inquisition, 2 exiles from Jerusalem, from Israel, the Babylonian, the Roman. They were able to survive Holocaust, crusades, pogroms. Today we're surviving the BDS movement, and we're surviving anti-Semitism and terrorism, and we're still here. We're not part of an exhibit in the museum like other nations. They're behind the glass, so you can see how the Greeks used to look, and the Romans used to look, and the Egyptians looked. The Jewish people are the same people. They're still here and they're thriving, and this comes to show that this is a huge favor that Hashem has done for us from the day that He gave us the Torah. And as it says, Israel saw the great power which God had unleashed against Egypt, and the people were in awe of God. They believed in God and in Moshe, his servant. So if a person in our own times would like to witness something similar to the experience of Mount Sinai, he should have to look candidly at our position among the nations today, since the beginning of exile, and at our orderly condition in the midst, though we disagree with them in our beliefs and practices, as they well know. So there's no explanation, really, an explanation that could really explain the survival, and not just the survival, the thriving of the Jewish people in the world. There's no way you could really come to even explain it. Like if you look at the Nobel Prizes, in numbers, the Jews are many for the amount of people we are in the world. We excel in so many other things. In Israel, if you look at all these startup companies, you go to Israel, it's a modern nation, it's thriving, it's blooming, it's a desert, and there's all types of plants and flowers and things growing on that soil, which is absolutely miraculous. So though we are servants, God has not abandoned us in the servitude. And as it says, had it not been for God who was for us, let Israel now say, what? Had it not been for God who was for us, when men rose up against us, and the rest of the psalm in the gate, unassuming the service of God, I will, with the help of the Almighty, elaborate sufficiently on the abundant favors God has bestowed on us in His Torah, which He has given to us. So I want to leave you with this concept, with this idea, before you enter Rosh Hashanah, before you enter the New Year, with a big, big sense of gratitude towards our King, our Father in heaven, Avinu Malkeinu, who has been taking care of us forever, and He will continue to take care of us forever. So be good, and Shana Tova, live a little higher. Thank you.